Testing, testing, testing. Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Is it live now? Test 1, send to the boneyard.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I forgot to bring my chair.
You don't, so that should work all the way over there.
Yeah, but I want to be here so I have a good view.
Test 1, send.
As in, you want to go as in same view of the camera. Alright, now I'm going to make sure they're recording. Alright, that one's recording. Alright, they're both recording. Screening and recording. So I don't know, it's going to be a test on how long that actually lasts, but all that will last definitely this game. I've got a bigger battery for the second game.
Cool. The second game.
Yeah, I'm going to just go for the second game as well. So it's
Oh, the Div 1.
yeah, the Div 1.
Yeah, right. Cool mates. Yeah, I should have worn a suit.
Well, the only way you're going to get, like, that's running like that. So that one's the live streaming one, so it's getting...
Yeah, and then I can do my best camera.
Yeah, so where Laurie is now is the edge. You've probably got to go back further. You're going to be out of focus, keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. That way a bit. Yeah, there. There's good.
Good morning and welcome to Deakin. As the mighty Burnley fans warm up for their titanic grand final clash against Thunderstorms? Thunderstorms from somewhere else in Canberra. They're looking limber, they're looking fit, they're looking keen for victory. Troy is in his Saturday best, very well colour-coded outfit. Laurie, dapper as always, in his finest cricket jumper. Who could forget Jack with his trademark bandana thing? Let's get some interviews with some of the players now. We go speak to Pushkar Kapoor now. He's been one of the most successful batsmen in this side throughout their season. scoring many runs at a very fast clip. And how his preparations have been.
Holder from COVID. We have
to some of the other players. Jack, any choice words for us in advance?
Into it. And reason, just passion there, the will to want to win. The fact that we've made it this far just shows how much our discipline's shone through. So hopefully it can come to fruition today. Prepared for anything, every. But I get to all season. We're in the end.
Is it working all right? Within range of...
Testing. Yes, I can hear it there. Testing 1, 2, 3. Why is it that I can hear? Testing. Maybe it's a range issue. Maybe it'll only work. So go to here. Maybe it's got here. Alright, we'll do it. Yeah.
Do you have a chair? Good morning, Tommy Randall here in commentary, joining you for today's grand final. Just by way of update, the players are currently warming up. Laurie is hitting some rather stiff practice catches to some of the boys. I'll have the inestimable Rohit Alok joining me shortly in commentary. Tell you what though, this commentary box needs a bit of work. It is pretty chilly here in the shade. In any event, we are keen for some high quality and entertaining cricket, no doubt, today. In other news, late scratching was Nifty Butler has pulled up with COVID this morning. Some conjecture about whether it's COVID or a hangover. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the time being. Anyway, looking very much forward to having you all join us on this broadcast. Please feel free to send your comments in below the feed. Abuse is more than welcome. Honestly, I just require any sort of validation that you're willing to give. So, yeah, whatever you feel like adding will be most welcome. And I'll try to add some colour to the broadcast and remember all the players' names. Cheers.
Oh, the cavalry's here.
Apparently that Rode microphone should work out there, but
Oh, really?
no.
Harish was saying in the comments that he couldn't hear some of the interviews.
Yeah.
So maybe I just need to shove it in people's faces more.
Possibly. Yeah, so this is the one that live streams.
Cool.
This is just a fielding cam that's recording.
Well, I can hear myself.
Yeah, I've got it coming back through there. You could probably the laptop set to just it doesn't go to sleep even with the lid closed.
So what are you streaming?
VMix.
Hi everybody. Oh, you're fucking
Like the moment of terror is there. You really get the blood pumping.
I swore I checked
It
it.
makes you feel alive.
So just make sure that they're both recording,
Yeah, cool.
if for whatever reason.
Yep. So
He's Nifty saying it's good now.
I can just come out. I can,
Sledging him, did he?
Yeah.
I can just come out of the stereo. So you've got a stereo out on there. You've got a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on there. Cool.
Yeah.
Finding all this technology very intimidating.
Yeah, just make sure when you confirm it,
Yep.
you're using it for, it should just
I've
come
never used it.
That's how your audio should come through the cam link on one that goes over here. And just make sure the lid's closed. Otherwise it kills the battery life.
Yep, cool. It's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna take the mic out because otherwise they're putting it across. Are you commentating?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
plan.
cool.
Yeah. If you could call it that.
Yeah, in which case I'll take the mic out.
So what are you setting up?
Basically just an effects mic, just so we get some sound that isn't fucking heavily affected by wind.
Yeah, right.
And just as ground sound really.
The ambience.
I'll record it so that he can mix it a bit later.
Yeah.
As well.
The gentle murmur of the crowd.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Yeah. You guys have an expert today?
Yeah. As in Minefield, yeah. Bo's the substitute.
Oh, this will be fun. Because that's the length of my...
Are you using the same?
That's the length of my stereo out.
We could put.
If only I had a shoe, because then I could screw onto the top of your...
We could replace that.
your rig.
We'll put that. Oh no.
I can move further away.
Actually, why don't we put that on?
It's mostly just whether or not it's just gonna...
Put in my one onto that input. It should just work because it's taken both.
I mean, if that's
jank solution.
if that's not gonna fall, then that's probably fine.
Yeah. Or just once it's set up, Tommy, just check it on the stream.
Rohit's spoken to their captain to get a list of their players so we can know who's like
Oh, cool,
who's
great.
doing what.
Yeah, awesome.
Alright, I might reserve now.
Players are just heading out now. It will be Bowley fans taking the field. I'll have Rohit Alok joining me in commentary any second now. In addition to the technical skills of Michael Pasqualone, today's production is also being brought to you by Nick McCorriston, renowned cricket broadcaster. Look him up. Which podcast is it?
Red Inker with Jared Kimber.
Jared Kimber's podcast, Red Inker. Look it up. It's a great listen.
Hello, handsome. How are you?
Bowley fans or Thunderstorms?
Do me a favour. Yeah. Can you just go click in front of that mic for me, or talk dutifully? Why am I not getting any?
Good morning to one and all.
Yeah, I'm just...
10:29, 1 minute to go. We're nearly starting. The Bowleys are on the field. Come on, Bowley!
definitely not getting it.
Commentator showing his true colours, shedding into his purple outfit.
Where is my fan?
Revealing himself to be a Bowley fan.
Troy's changed
Good
his
morning
pants.
to you, Tommy.
Good morning, Rohit.
Would you want to give us some insight into why we call the Bowley fans?
Come back over here.
It's probably a good time, and there's been many other good times. I've told the story on many occasions. But it's probably a good time to revisit the original Bone story. Long-time members of the club will recall that many of us attended the test match that was held at Manuka Oval in February of 2019. On day one, there was a group of gentlemen, I'll use that word loosely, gentlemen, sitting not that far from where we were sitting. We were, of course, imbibing various beverages made of hops, barley and water, but these gentlemen were drinking perhaps a slightly faster clip than we were. And they were also adding some contraband Jim Beam into their mid-strength beers to really accelerate proceedings. There was one fellow from this group who, of course, was wearing a really vast sombrero, Mexican hat. And as Travis Head neared a century, this bloke kept shouting out at the top of his lungs, and to spare our listeners the pain of enduring my voice at top voice, shouting that phrase, because this microphone is quite close to my face. He kept shouting out, "Send them to the boneyard, Travis." Now, of course, this was very annoying for maybe the first 20 or 30 times, but it kind of gradually grew on us to the point where, and I should add, this bloke didn't make it till stumps. We don't know what happened to him after about 5 o'clock. He just wasn't there anymore. And and he wasn't there for day 2 either, but we warmed to the phrase and we adopted it. And so the indoor cricket team that we had in 2019 was called Boneyard CC. There's been a few iterations of the indoor team Boneyard CC, as well as Nova Boneyardia, which was the first of the winter T20 teams, and then of course Bonely Fans. I think credit must go to Stuart Bryson for coming up with that name. Probably one of the best jokes he's ever made.
Oh, it's all in the shoes too. All in the shoes. Well done.
Anyway, I'll pass over to Rohit if you'd like to call the first play of the day.
Thank you for that, Tommy. This is exciting. Not too cold, not too frosty. The conditions look really good. Green, proper green. It's a green pitch. The bounce should be on. The batsman is taking his guard. Side it is. Curtis with the new ball. A conservative field over here. 3 on either side of the pitch. And here we are. First ball for the finals. And length delivery. Whacked over mid-on. And it stops before the boundary. Well done by Troy. Just 2 runs to the scorebook, and we're off. The fans are slowly and steadily creeping in. The stands look almost full. Is now a deep mid-wicket. Not a length ball, hit towards long on, straight to Troy for 1. Jack and Pushka cheering on the troops. Laurie doing his stretches. Pushka marshalling his troops. Back of length and no runs on the delivery. And no overthrows either. Well done. Troy is in charge of keeping the shine on the ball and keeping it dry with a blue towel. Oh, that blue towel also belongs to Jimmy. A separate one, obviously. But mid-off and mid-on in charge of keeping the ball dry. That's a full toss. Just on the left of mid-off. Jimmy with the chase, and he gets it. And an easy 2. No boundaries in the first over yet. So good start for Bonely. A 1 to third man, Joe Root's favorite shot. Last ball of the over coming up. We've got 5 in the fence and 1 on the boundary. Troy, the only boundary rider on here. Length again and straight to mid-off. A dot to finish. And that's the first over of the finals. Over to you, Tommy.
Thank you, Bayar. Look, I think Curtis will wish that he'd hit his lengths and his lines a little bit better in that over. There were a couple of loose balls, and it's a pretty solid start for Thunderstorms. They've been quite a successful team in this competition. I recall that last year they were not much chop. We certainly beat them pretty convincingly at one stage, but they've really turned things around. It's been a bit of recruitment in the off-season. And now we've got Laurie Kirk, who will be bowling the second over with his ripping off breaks. The field is spread. Kirk in, work to point. That's a quick single. And a fumble from Curtis Roy ensures that they get home safely. Good bit of running there.
Yeah, there's just a 1.
apologies to all of our viewers that aren't big fans of reverb on the commentary. We are doing our best to sort out those technical issues. Kirk in again, I should say. Front leg cleared, but it'll just be a single. VK coming over from forward square leg to field that one at conventional mid-wicket. Kirk in again. Oh, just outside, just past the outstretched hand of Jack Adriance, running back at cover. It was in the air for a long time, but he just couldn't quite get there. They take another single. 3 from the over so far. Kirk not doing much wrong, but there's some good running here from these two batsmen. Kirk in, it's a full ball, a full toss, and just dink down to short cover and they take a run. Again, good cricket, rotating the strike well. And it's been quite a solid start from Thunderstorms. There's been a few in the air. Kirk bowls, the front leg is cleared again, but safe to say that he mistimed that one pretty comprehensively, and that has blotted into his leg. I think the front leg. Kirk powering through the deliveries here. This one's a bit shorter. Out to somewhere between cow corner and long on, where Troy Bourne-Scott does the fielding. Furiously drying the ball. There is quite a bit of dew, or melted frost here on the ground. It's the second over completed. I think 5 from it. But not a bad one at all from Laurie. He kept it tight. He mixed it up a little bit with the shorter ball and fuller ball. Trying not to let the batsmen settle and get underneath anything. They certainly were clearing the front leg with a view to sending some of those the way of the boundary. But no significant damage in that over, and I'll hand back to Rohit now.
Thank you, Tommy. Still the same field. Length and cross-batted. Straight to cow. We've got Laurie at gully. Jack at a deepish cover. Jimmy at mid-off. Troy now back in the circle. And so is Pasca at mid-wicket. Just a quick one. That's Vikrant at backward square leg. And Pushkar with the gloves for today. That's the full team. A shout out to Pasca's parents, or as they like to refer to him as Michael. They're just saying hello, and they're into cheer. Oh, straight to the ribs. A Thunderstorms here said this is their warm-up game for tomorrow's semi-finals. They've underestimated the Bonley fans. That is too brash. Tommy, you're right. Ooh, and a bouncer to good effect. No runs from it. You know, the openers, Tommy told me, the openers, Sai and Sharath, were making it very clear that this is going to be a batting practice for them. But clearly, no boundaries. In 2.3 overs so far, they've underestimated the talents of this purple squad. Oh! Just the top of off. He's really mixing up his lengths as well. Deceptive 2 to come as the umpire signals to square leg. Oh, wide of the crease and wide of the stumps. Fantastic. The batsman quizzing the umpire whether that's a legal delivery, and it is. And that's the end of the over. Back to you, Bhaiya.
Thank you, Baya. Yes, it was rather a lame protestation there from the batsman seeking the wide call. His feet went nowhere. He was nowhere, made no real effort to get near the ball. It wasn't all that wide. So, yes, rather a lame effort. Now we have Laurie Kirk again for his second over. Pushkas just adjusting the field slightly. Curtis moving to point. Kirk in. And that's tonked over mid-off and 2 bounces and over the rope. That'll be the first boundary of the day. He picked that one pretty well, and sadly Mr. Butler at mid-off had limited prospects of reeling that one in. Very well struck. Bit of momentum building here for the Thunderstorms. No wickets lost yet. Pushka's adjusting the field, as is Laurie. We've got Jack Adriance moving to long off, right on the boundary. Sorry, he's coming to 3/4 now, thereabouts. And Jimmy Butler into cover. Kirk in for the second delivery of the over now. Oh, it's lovely bowling, but batsman has just dropped it at his feet, dropped it to Jimmy Butler at cover, and they take a quick single. It's good cricket all round, actually. Good comeback ball there from Laurie after being hit for 4 on the previous delivery. Much of the field spread. We've got Pasker at deep mid-wicket. Troy Bourne-Scott at a squarish long on. That's a good shot. It's effectively swept off his toes out to Pasker, who collects in the deep. They take another single. More adjustment of the field. VK coming into a short mid-wicket, trying to cut off that single there. And that'll be a wide. Bit unfair on Laurie. The batsmen are moving around a lot before each delivery with a view to getting him off his line and length. And that's struck out to the boundary, and that'll be just over the head of Pasker. But 4. Must have been just short of the boundary. He did start right on the boundary, but he must have come in by a couple of steps, and unfortunately that meant that he was just not quite able to pull that one in. Another boundary from this over for Thunderstorms, and they are gaining a bit of momentum now. Oh, and the batsman's laces have come undone, and the umpire, clearly a generous type, is remedying that situation for the batsman. Kirk in again. Full toss, hit out to the boundary. Scott's coming round. Oh, and he's dropped it. There was a slide on the wet ground. It came into the hands, but it just slipped out, and that's an unfortunate drop. A good effort, nevertheless, from Troy. He covered some ground, got in the right position, but unfortunately just couldn't quite hold on. That'll be the end of the over. Probably a good time now for the Lawrence Private Wealth weather report. The conditions today very clear, not a cloud in the sky. It is still quite fresh, bit of dew on the ground. Not too much of a breeze, thankfully, which is making that still quite cold temperature much more bearable. If you need to understand the prevailing conditions and how to capitalise on them, talk to Lawrence Private Wealth and they'll fill you in. Now I'll hand back to Rohit.
Thank you, Baya. First bowling change for the day. Vikrant. And he yokes him, and the batsman takes an inside edge and a single. Vikrant has a peculiar action for this competition. Even though it's a newish ball, he still hides the ball. Well, obviously, we hide the ball when we reverse swing it, but over here, Vikrant is trying to hide his in-swingers. Ooh! Vikrant pulls it in, neatly driven for 2 to cover. Jack, the only boundary rider on the offside. Vikrant collects it. Jack practices his throwing. Runs back to his mark. Or 2 drop catches in the last over. Hopefully that doesn't cost the team in blue. Yeah. Team in purple, sorry. Yeah. That's it. No run there at all. Confusion. And the non-striker sent back to his crease. Jimmy on the charge. He is a panther on the field. But obviously here, Vikrant has a plan in mind. Although he's hiding the ball, he is just bowling that same Yorkish length. Oh! And well mixed up there.
A lot of agile, live, nubile.
John T. Rhodes like, I know. It's all there. Jimmy Butler. Oh. Cross-padded swing again to cover, and even though the jack puts a slide, ball goes over him. Conditions are not fielder friendly. Hopefully it dries up, which would be good for the batsman for the second innings.
I think in hindsight, Jack would wish that he dived head first rather than legs first on occasion. A good effort, nevertheless.
He should have taken fielding tips from Jimmy Butler. And an appeal and not out given. Everyone is shocked, but Laurie applauding his sportsmanship. No, Tommy, I think I heard a nick. The commentator is already in dispute. Laurie, after an expensive second over, is back for his third, taking off his sweater vest. And as he does that, over to you, Tommy.
Thank you, Bayar. No doubt some of the kind folk who are commenting on this feed will be able to tell us whether they saw an edge. My view was that it was probably bat on ground. Didn't seem to be any deflection from our vantage point. Now Laurie in again. Oh, he's played and missed at that. Sharp bit of work behind the stumps there from Pushkar to dislodge the bail, but I feel that back was firmly planted behind the crease. Kirk in again now. Full looping ball. Vikrant coming in. Oh, that's a very tight run. A good effort there from Vikrant, but sharp running as well. The quicker of the two runners was running to the danger end in that case, and he got there in the end quite comfortably. Kirk in. And that's a rather agricultural heave out into the deep on the leg side. Well, Scott does the fielding and they just take the one run. Ooh, fantastic effort there by Laurie to reel in that high bouncing return throw. Let's hope he hasn't done himself a mischief. Kirk in. Shorter on this occasion. It's high, but it's going to fall safe. There's a fair bit of territory there between the short mid-wicket that is Vikrant and then the two boundary riders. Just running through the field, there's a deep mid-wicket, that's Pasca. Troy at a on the fence at a wide-ish long on. Short mid-wicket, Vikrant. Another full toss again, another very agricultural shot. Pasca collects in the deep and there'll be another single. Then there's Jimmy Butler in at a short cover position. Curtis not having much to do at the moment at point. And deep extra cover is Jack Adriance. Oh, it's a shot for a stumping. Not out. Another very sharp bit of work there from Pushkar behind the stumps. He does not look happy, although he rarely does when he has an appeal turned down. It was a good bit of keeping and a good bit of bowling. Much better over there from Laurie Kirk on this occasion. And Vikrant will be having a second over. Only fans really needing a wicket at this point. This partnership is building quite nicely. So Laurie comes into that short wicket position, almost nearing a short forward square leg. Trying to cut off that single. And I'll pass back to the player.
Thank you, Tommy. Sai, the batsman on strike, asked me to say hi to his brothers. Hello to his brothers. On the mark, Vikrant on the charge, and it's a miss and overthrows. Complete confusion there. A circus act, some might say. Sai, back on strike, to bat for his brothers. Slight delay here. Jimmy the Panther asking for a helmet. 3 boundary riders here. Deep mid wicket, cow, and an extra cover on the boundary. Deep cover. Apologies. Swing straight to the. Oh. Through Vikrant's hand for a single. Slowly ticking over. Just a few boundaries, but I have a feeling they're going to start to accelerate now. Sharat, the batsman on strike, says hi to Laddu. Hello, Laddu. Straight to cover, and that's the first wicket. Straight, the Panther strikes indeed. Straight to Jimmy Butler. A full toss. Sharat took a leg stump guard. Was ready to whack it. Whacked it straight to the fielder. Comfortable catch. First wicket goes down for the Thunderstorms. But they've established themselves here. Slow and steady start. I think it's a good time to also reflect on the season that the Bonley fans have had. They've obviously grown by heaps and bounds. Obviously, this includes this coverage that's brought to you by YouTube.
By our broadcast sponsors, actually, Lawrence Private Wealth, Eat, Speak, Learn, and the Academy of Interactive Entertainment. Big thanks to all our sponsors. No doubt they'll be grateful for the ad revenue that's coming here from the 5 or 6 viewers that we have at the moment. But big shout out to those sponsors. Although I hasten to add, those are sponsors not of Bonley fans, but of Canberra City. Big fun to resume here. I'll pass back to you, Payad, to finish it.
And looks like the captain's on strike, and see applause from the opposition team. Middle stump guard. Vikrant hiding the ball again. And the skipper, one knee down and swings. But Laurie shows him how it's done. One knee and stops the ball. It's fantastic viewing here. Blue skies, green grass. Some would call it typical Canberra conditions, minus the wind. Oh, was that? And down the leg. Oh. And another circus act. Second for the over. And as he walks in, his comments can't be scared by this broadcaster. That will be reiterated. Tasker really does go all out. And another appeal, but down the leg. That's it. Everyone jumps the ball. No single, no run. End of a very productive over for the Bonley fans. And looks like Jimmy Butler, the Panther, is gonna bowl. Oh, no. I stand corrected. Jimmy Butler has the helmet. That's unique, isn't it, Thomas?
It is. I think they're really trying to clamp down on those tight singles that the batsmen are taking in, sort of dropping it at their feet and running. So Jimmy, that little bit closer now, almost at a silly mid-off, as Laurie begins his fourth and final over. Another very agricultural attempted heave-ho over the leg, but he connected with nothing but air there. And another one, almost identical to the one before.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, well, you'd think of the definition of an insanity, as some say, is trying the same thing and expecting different results. You had the same result there. Let's see if we can get 3 out of 3 here. He learned somewhat by playing this one carefully to the offside, but no runs taken there. Jimmy pouncing on that one, Panther-like again. He's in. As it's just been alerted to me, we could have a maiden here. 3 dot balls so far. The 4th ball, he connects with this one. There's some territory to cover, but it'll land safely. Good effort nonetheless by Troy to collect that one on the bounce, and they take a single.
This is insane.
Yeah, it's great. It's got worse.
This is television music.
Apart from the doubled audio.
Legitimately not television.
I can't work out why there's doubled audio on the broadcast mic. That's giving me the
Oh, and another play and miss. Laurie is mixing up his variations beautifully here, and the batsmen suddenly look like they're at 6s and 7s. Perkin for the final ball of the over. And he's played it onto his stumps. Heavens above. Rohit's going ballistic. Well, they say they all count. That was not ugly. That was not pretty cricket, I have to say. The batsman taking some ungainly steps towards the leg and managing to let the ball collide onto his pads. I say collide. It really trickled onto his pads. Somehow found its way onto the stumps. That is about as village as it gets. But, well, it makes for great television. Makes for great television. Thunderstorms now 2 down, and it's fair to say that momentum has shifted somewhat in the last couple of overs. Fantastic comeback here on the cards by the Bonely fans, just when it looked like Thunderstorms were getting away from them. It's a good time to reflect here, I should say, on what this team is. This is, as I mentioned before, this is not a Canberra City team per se. This is, I kind of compare the winter T20 teams. They're kind of the provisional IRA to the Sinn Féin that is Canberra City. Connected in practice and acknowledged silently by all, but without that official connection. Yes, we do nevertheless thank our broadcast partners, the sponsors for Canberra City, Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Eat, Speak, Learn, and Lawrence Private Wealth. No doubt they will appreciate.
Capital Chemist, you said.
No doubt they will appreciate Canberra City being referred to as Sinn Féin. And I'll pass back to Rohit now to call Vikrant's 3rd over, I believe.
Yeah, this is on YouTube on Kaski's account.
This is a good spell here. Productive. Wicket stumbling. A deep cover. Pushkar marshalling his troops. Jimmy still with the helmet. Good tactics here by the purple squad. And I guess that's what they call in the subcontinent, shabash, shabash.
Shabash, shabash indeed.
Right.
Field largely unchanged. You can see that Jack has moved to more of a conventional deep cover than a conventional extra cover.
Vikrant has a plan. Full and outside the off. The batsman swinging and missing.
Our stats guru, Christopher Mears, standing behind us, has just informed us that it's 1 wicket for 1 run from the last 9 delivery.
Correct.
Excellent maths there.
It's 2 for 1 of the last 10. I probably should have just said that.
That's him in the background, if you can hear him. And as Vikrant delivers that, his towel falls down.
Encouragingly, the guy who got out had all 40 of their runs.
He's making stuff up there.
No, he came off that I had 40 out of the 42 when I was standing over there. No, he passed as he came off.
As we still contemplate the scores, the live scores, the verified scores. Not believing any fake news over here.
Are we uploading the scores immediately? The organisers did.
Oh! Vikrant with another Yorker. No runs. No runs at all.
Final fielding right here. I can't believe this. Bass's going to get 5 of them once he perfects it. It's just stunning. What is that one about? I think is that the I mean the
Laurie on the ball. Just the one.
must be, but like that's insane that he has. It's picking up all that.
I hope someone's taken a photo of Jimmy Butler for the gram.
If it's going into
Jimmy does love the gram.
I know, but he's saying that you can try and create that video on there. Oh, there's a reboot.
Still the same field, 3 boundary riders and 3 people in to save the single. Another agricultural swing towards cow corner.
You should have, and you would have agreed.
That's the end of the over.
Did you know you were commentating before you rocked up?
I think
That's too nice.
the batsman wants something,
No.
but he doesn't know what. Neither do his teammates. Oh, it's the change of bat. That's what it is. And the change of bat is asking for a change of field as well.
We really have to commend Jimmy Butler for his efforts in the field today. He's approached his fielding at short cover with the same passion that he exhibits in polite discussions with slip fielders, one might say.
And as Michael is coming on, there's going to be a surprise for him. Tasca, as he's popularly known, but not by this man, who I'm going to hand it over to. Over to you, sir. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Enea Pascalone, Michael Pascalone's father, and I just would like to welcome all the people who are come and watched the teams on both sides. At the present stage, there's no activity. Michael's just looking around to see where all the players are. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was close.
Now, tell us a bit more about Michael. How was he when he was 10 years old?
Actually, he was a bit of a rascal. 10 years old, he was always on the go, and if you didn't keep an eye on him, he would be up a tree or down a gully, but he always loved his cricket. We spent many of ours in the backyard, me bowling and Michael hitting the ball way over the fence. Yes, well done.
And Michael picks up his first wicket. Fantastic. And for those of you who can't see, Jack has some splendid celebration there, shouting like a panther, and the entire team approaching him at cow corner. Fantastic. That field, for those at home, had just been changed. Jack was at deep cover and was moved to the onside for that agricultural swing. And there it is, a wicket. The change in tactics have really worked, not only in the commentary box to bring the wicket, but also by the skipper on the field. This is fantastic stuff. The purple squad. I think we need Michael's father again to call him a rascal on air. So I'm going to hand it over back to him so he can tell us how he was when he turned into a teenager in Wollongong.
Well, as a teenager, he was a very respectable teenager, and he still loved his cricket. One stage there he was playing soccer for his school, and Brett Lee was teaching Michael how to play cricket, and it came to the time where he had to choose between cricket and soccer, so he chose cricket, and he's never looked back. But there's been many times, many hours down at the cricket field. There's been many times, many hours down at the cricket field, just hitting the ball. I'm very, very proud of my son.
That was actually going to be my question. How proud are you of him? But obviously this answers it. You said it yourself without me prompting you. This is excellent cricket here. I think it's a seesaw battle. The field comes in and only one boundary rider. Paska in the action, and he is stopped.
Oh, he's so eager. 65 inches of this.
Paska asks, WTF? Back to his mark, and he bowls.
They've scored like less than 10 runs in 3 overs. I was just pulling out of office works in the first minute.
Oh, and a flig, defined leg, just for 2. Oh, and they're pushing for a third, and they challenge the arm of the wicket keeper, and they steal that third.
Go Michael!
Go Michael, indeed. This commentator here, Rohit, can share a fact about Michael. He doesn't have a run-up. He bowls according to how his legs feel, which explains for all his no balls. The keeper back in action, and the bowler up the crease, and he buys to bounce him, but it's not high enough. So it's hooked to deep back with square leg for 2. Laurie with the underarm throw back to the keeper. No third on that arm. This over is taking longer than expected. The conditions are not to be blamed. And that's a swing and a miss and an appeal, but nothing's given.
Oh, Michael!
And the end of an entertaining over. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was excellent support by the family. Thomas?
Lovely to have that personal touch, isn't it, right? All right, so with the change of over, the field is being adjusted again. We've got Paska not quite on the boundary now, out at mid-wicket. Howe. Troy at long on. Not on the boundary, though. It's Vikrant grooming for his 4th and final over. Curtis is at mid-off. Jimmy still waiting expectantly there at short cover. Laurie's at backward point, and Jack Adriance is at about square leg. That's been trying to reset things, I think, and find a bit more direction. The last couple of overs, they have looked all at sea. As Vikrant coming in now again to... Oh, no. I'll start. Ready to begin his 4th and final over. Beautiful ball, right on the money. He really has found his mark in these last couple of overs, hitting that very full length. This is his 4th and final over, as I just mentioned.
All right, talk about it. We're paying customers. We can't hear on the screen right here. It's not an empty seat in the grandstand.
Vikrant in, second ball. Bit shorter, and he's just chopped that one down into the ground. Another dot. Pushkar autocratically moving the field around, as is his wont.
Sensing this is some test cricket batting, he's brought the field up.
Another full ball, but it's clipped well off the toes, and Troy, who's just been moved into a conventional mid-on, has come round a little bit squarer to field that one. Looks like the grass is drying out a little bit. There isn't quite as much dew there as there was, but still a fair bit of drying required of the ball there by Troy. Now, interestingly, he is going back to long on for this batsman, so it must just be that they've worked out that the previous batsman, now the non-striker, doesn't have quite the hitting power, or perhaps doesn't have his eye in as much as the batsman now on strike. Again, a full ball. Oh, and has he reeled that one in? Has he caught it? Apparently he has. That's sensational. That is sensational. Very nonchalant reaction there from Pushkar. I thought that meant he may have dropped it, but somehow that one has just stuck in the glove. He flung out that big mitt of his, and that ball just stuck there in the glove. And that's 4 wickets down now. Lovely bit of bowling by Vikrant. As I said, he really is hitting his lengths beautifully, and the feet went nowhere on that drive. A big, thick edge. Normally that would be going to slip, but Pushkar did well to stick his right hand out and reel that one in. A great bit of cricket there from Bonely fans, and it seems that there is still a lot of work for Thunderstorms to do, right?
Absolutely. Oh, spectacular cricket there from the Purple squad. It looks like another viral catch in the UK.
Yes, for those who aren't aware, Pushkar did have some internet fame recently, and no, we're not talking about no, we're not talking about his viral sex clip that was leaked online. No, it wasn't that one. It was his footage of a catch that he took that made it onto one of these internet cricket pages.
For those of you who want to look up that clip, fair warning, it's got explicit material, but you should search for Paris Gone Punjabi.
Beautiful bowling again, right on the money, and that's well dug out by the Nudes batsman. Curtis coming round in the covers to tidy that one up. Pushkar again moving the field around. Troy's coming back in from that long on to a conventional mid-on. The field otherwise unchanged. Beautiful full delivery again. Better footwork from the batsman, but he rather overstepped it somewhat. Ended up just bunting it back to Vikrant. Fantastic over there. I think only 1 or 2 runs taken from it. And of course, another key wicket. Thunderstorms now 4 wickets down.
Yeah, that'd be good, actually.
You want to go talk to the umpire for a score update, Musi? And it'll be Paska to resume for his second over.
At 54 from 11 overs. It's 4 for 54 from 11 overs. A sub-par total so far for a finals. They have left 4 for 12 from the last 5 overs. Incredible comeback here by the Purple squad. Michael, another ball on length, edged and dropped by the keeper. Vikrant ends a spectacular spell there.
I'm a bit annoyed that there's only one camera, but that's just me. Why are there?
One's recording.
The batsman doesn't know where that is. Vikrant sprints and saves the double.
A lazy one there.
A lazy one there. Some from the crowd over here screaming. Oh, the crowds are definitely trickling in by the numbers. I can see some pies outside the field. A hello to everyone out here and out at home. Oh, beautiful looking cover drive, and Curtis jumped in the ball, but no technique behind it to throw it back to the stumps. Just 2 boundary riders on the leg side, everyone inside to save the single. Oh, basket bounces him and in the gap. Jimmy Helmet Butler runs and saves the double.
Is he wearing a helmet? Oh my god, yeah. Maybe you're going to have a concussion this week? All the runs they're scoring dried up.
8 overs to go and no boundary in sight. This is excellent by Burnley fans. Another back of length delivery and just for one. Beautiful anticipation over here for another wicket. Pressure is on. Well played for a double the third man. Nothing. Still nothing more than 2. End of the over also brings a commentary change in.
I have to say, Rohit timed that perfectly just as I was finishing my 5th pie. The man has a knack.
Like I said in the previous over, excellent bowling. No pies on the field, only off the field.
And it is the inimitable Jack Adriance who will be bowling his first over now. Having a practice run through of his run-up. Rather a distinctive run-up, rather a distinctive dress style that he has as well.
For those of you who don't know Jack, the 2 distinguishing facts about him. One, his unique Karate Kid headband. The other, I'll tell you after this delivery. Oh, beautiful ball. On the money from ball 1. The other fact is that he supports South Africa only because he loves Nelson Mandela.
That is an interesting fact. I think it's also relevant that he plays for workers, but we tolerate him nonetheless.
How many clubs total?
Not sure if you heard the oohs and ahs from the peanut gallery after that delivery, but they certainly are vocal.
Still on the money, swing, and well stopped by Troy. Long on boundary, that's it. That is excellent fielding. As the cheers go on for the Canberra City Cricket Club president.
And for a big fella, the agility with which he throws himself around in the field is really remarkable. I did ask for abuse earlier, so the offer remains open. If anyone does want to abuse me in the comments, you're more than welcome to. I probably deserve it. Been a good over so far from Jack. Steaming in from his long run-up. Oh, and that's a clever stroke. He stepped him off and just dinked that one backward of square on the leg side. They'll get at least 2. This is a good bit of running and they'll come back for a 3rd. Read the field well there. Knew where the gap was, and he found it. Field changing again. Troy back to long on.
Who are we going to get at the end of the innings?
So it's Curtis at a squarish mid-off. Jack in for another delivery. Full, well bowled. He's dug it out, and that will just get to Troy on the bounce. Great fielding again. The return throw coming in, 1 bounce as well. Very sharp bit of fielding in the deep there from Troy. He really is moving well today, making up for that unfortunate drop catch earlier. It was a good effort, but just couldn't quite hold on. Back to continue. Oh, it's clipped and just over square leg. It's quite confusing having that umpire there in all white clothing. VK hauls that one in. They take 2. Hasn't been a bad over so far from Thunderstorms. There's been a few in the air, a bit risky, but they've had some twos. They hit a 3. They've been turning over the strike well. And VK's going to stay a little bit deeper now. He's just next to the umpire at square leg. Fairly deep, probably 2/3 of the way to the boundary. Back to resume. I believe this is the last ball of the over. And it's hit that one again to the leg side. Finer than the deep square that was out there, and that one's gone for 4. Just 2 straight, and Jack is furious with himself. He is a passionate man. I wouldn't want to be fielding anywhere near him for the next couple of overs. He is quite unhappy. But that just shows how much this means to this Burnley fans' side. It's all on the line here, and this is some fierce and passionate cricket being played, isn't it, Rohit?
Absolutely, and I'm still looking at Jack. He has taken off his sweatband and refused to put it back on. That is incredible passion. I mean...
Absolute scenes here at Deakin.
The choke is on. No hands on hips here. Pasca saving his boundaries. He knows his weak spot. He knows his G spot.
What was that? How has the G spot come up on commentary? This is some Jeffrey Boycott levels of commentary.
The non-strike again wasting time, asking for his laces to be tied. A run out over here would be ironical. Oh, excellent ball by Pasca.
Right, can you give a shout out to Bill Turner saying he's bowling it more full?
A shout out to Billy Turner. A hard swing, cross-batted, out to deep cover, Curtis with the chase. And he stops the third from being taken. Swift fielding there. He stops Jimmy Helmet Butler running after it and protects it. I can sense the extra speed in by Pasca over here. Quick stop, cross bats it, and
Shame that one's on camera.
he drops it.
Film that one. No one saw it. We'll get the replay on that one going.
That was excellent bowling, poor fielding, and it's only the bowler to blame.
Concentrate, play. Here's the background. What was that? What was that? He said something about the company. We're just getting a yellow card.
Ah, same ball, different outcome, no drop catches.
That's his firing up.
Pasca is angry. He needs to take a wicket. He wants to take a wicket. Another ball, well done. No runs there at all. Applause from this huge crowd over here that swarmed into Deakin 205. Go Michael screams his father. That's another cross-batted shot. Jimmy catches that. Jimmy, who just took his helmet off the previous delivery, has taken a spectacular catch. It was lost in the blue sky, but now Jimmy picked it up. No helmet needed there, Tommy.
The man can do everything. Fielding in close with the lid on, patrolling at point and taking these swirling high balls. Really spectacular fielding there from Jimmy. He has been working hard in this off-season.
Well, like I said before, Tommy, that's why they call him the Panther.
They do now.
Like a tiger.
Thunderstorms now 5 down. Stats Guru, can you confirm that for us?
Sounds like 6.
Sounds like 6 down. There we go. 6 down, according to Stats Guru.
I'm making it up.
So am I.
Jackson!
Bo running some water out and running the helmet off as well. happy without the helmet, and it's going to be
5 down. 74 off 14. 5 for 74 off 14.
score now 5 for 74 from 14 overs. We're really getting to the pointy end of this innings. If they accelerate here, well, easily sort of 140, 150 could be within reach, but they only have 2 wickets in hand, so another wicket, and you'd really think that Canberra, I almost said Canberra City, that Burnley fans would be right on top. And it won't be Curtis, it'll be Jack coming back for a second over. He was quite frustrated with himself after his last over. There were just a few that got away, some clever batting, good placement, working the field. But he's back again for a second over. Hopefully he can reverse those fortunes this time round. Vikrant has been moved to long leg, quite square. Pasca's at mid-wicket, sort of cow. Troy's at a long on. The offside field, Laurie Kirk at backward point. Full and just clipped into the leg for an easy single. Troy does the fielding. So yes, Laurie Kirk at backward point. Jimmy's still at a conventional cover position. Curtis has been moved now from mid-off round to the leg side. And Pasca putting in some meters, coming out to deep cover right on the boundary. Oh, I should say this is a left-hander. That would explain it. The deep fielders on the leg remain Troy Bourne-Scott, who's now at long on. The left-hander as well. Round the wicket comes Jack. Lovely bit of bowling there. The big fella just stepping forward and blocking that one into the offside. Better start to this over from Jack. Remains to be seen, though, how Burnley fans will respond to the left-right combination. Always makes things a little bit tricky when you've got to move the field around a bit more. Full toss, and he's edged it down to third man. Laurie Kirk tidies up, and they just take a single. And they really are being vigorous about these field changes. There's going to be some meters that Pasca and Troy have to cover if they're going to keep switching from the same position to the right-hander to the same position on the left-hander with every delivery, but that seems to be the call that Pushkar is making.
Surely someone did one of those. Pasca's been doing advertising. Very moist, a whole bunch of different in-jokes throughout the year.
Probably another good time to thank our sponsors, Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Eat, Speak, Learn, and Lawrence Private Wealth, of course, our broadcast partners today. Bit of a delay here. The Thunderstorms are also changing the square leg umpire. And the departing umpire really is taking his time. He's got nowhere to be in a hurry. If the cause for the change was a toilet comfort break, then he doesn't seem to be in a rush. Jack to resume. Shortish and pulled. Didn't really get up, but he's pulled it away with a lot of force, and that one has made it past square leg off to the boundary, and another 4 runs.
That was too short. Well pulled.
Let's go, Jack. Go, Jack.
Given it's the final overs, change in field, just 2 on the offside and 4 on the leg side. 2 boundary riders. Jack around the wicket. Change of tactics here. I know you're not a fan of this, Tommy, so over to you.
I hate bowlers coming around the wicket. And that's well bowled, though. He's hit the good spot. And Bo attempting to use some footwork there to prevent that one, but bit of an air swing there. It'll be the left-hander back on strike. Pasca again, very enthusiastic about his movements in the field.
Either he's desperate to be on camera or he is clocking in the miles. Straight to Jimmy Butler. And no run out chance there.
This is so Canberra City.
End the over.
It appears that the peanut gallery have smuggled in some contraband.
And I think we've warned security that the person who might be screaming, "Send it to the boneyard," might be amongst them.
It'll be beer, snakes, and brawls any second now.
I think Michael's in his final over. He's done well. He can proudly call himself a batting all-rounder today, to have not been taken out of the attack. With Jack a deep cover. Oh, correction. Deep mid-wicket for the lefty. I anticipate the ball being hit to us, Tommy. But it isn't, because Pasca was an excellent delivery. More homebrew discussions in the background.
A lot of contraband behind us, I have to say.
Well, I must say, Tommy, that was beau and beautiful.
Beau does mean beautiful in French. And the man's feeling certainly is that. It certainly meets that description. Really not getting much other than singles at the moment, but this right-handed batsman, he is the key. You'd have to say the lefty has been quite defensive so far. And it's now Jack Adriance who's covering a lot of metres, coming around to cow corner for the right-hander. Asker in again. Full and clipped beautifully down to long leg. VK, whoa, he takes a bit of a tumble. It is still quite dewy out here. Well, his pride hurt, but thankfully he's uninjured. And the right-hander will retain the strike. Consulting our notes to identify this batsman's name for the time being is the right-hander. Oh, he's let that one go. He's let that one go, but that did not look wide to me, and the umpire agrees. A crucial dot ball as we enter the final overs of this innings. Pasca bowling quite well against some attacking batting. Short and just clipped into the leg. Good cricket. Keen to retain the strike, and the beautiful Beau zips round to like that one. The field changes being rung again with the left-hander on strike. They still seem to be taking the approach that the lefty will have a go at some point, but to date it's been quite conservative batting. Asker in over the wicket. Out of the back of the hand. He's just edged that one down to third man. No single there. VK was placed for that one. Lovely little slower ball there from Pasca.
Pasca points to the camera to say that he has not been smashed. Anyone who knows Pasca knows he loves his offies when he's an underconfident bowler, but none of that today. Jack still in the attack. His headband is still off, but now he puts it back on. He's on a man on a mission.
These batsmen's laces have come undone many, many times. Maybe they've been taking lessons from Jack Parl in how to tie shoes.
I was just thinking about that. That reminds me of someone, and you're spot on. Jack Parl. Hello to you, Jack.
You definitely won't be watching. Oh, somehow that one has got through everything. I don't know if there was an under edge on that, or if he just played and missed and it came off Pushka behind the stumps. But only one off it. They really are at the moment just turning over the strike, rotating it. Pasca, as the peanut gallery have been pointing out, getting his steps up, crossing from Cow on the right-hander to Cow on the left-hander. Back in again. That looks to be a wide, and it is. Rare bit of ill-disciplined bowling here from Bowling fans.
However, I believe those are the first extras for the day, Tommy. Clearly the left-right batting combination is troubling Bonley fans. Another wide, second for the over, and cheer from the opposition.
I wouldn't say that's very sporting. Jack needs to find his rhythm again here. And another wide. He's trying to mix things up a little bit too much here. Just needs to go back to line and length, and I think that Pushkar is communicating a similar message to him as we speak.
He says, calm down. Tommy, I think we're one step or one ball away from the headband coming off again.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Much better. Good recovery there from Jack. And he gets some reassurance from Bo. That effect too.
And now cheers from the Bonley fans club. A lot of support in today. In the air and caught. Jack relieved. Bo with the beautiful catch.
My initial reaction was that was a bunt ball, but the batsman is marching off immediately. Good bit of fielding. The substitute fielder there, Bo, just beautifully placed. He moved well. He got to the ball, and that's another catch. 6 down. The peanut gallery behind us are getting stuck into something they're calling frail ale. The volume from behind us is increasing as the level of beer remaining decreases. Make of that what you will.
Well, I don't know which part of the world you're watching this from, but it's only 11:30 a.m. here in Canberra. And as the previous batter departs, the new batter comes in, most popularly known to Canberra City Club as Manju. Fortunately for the Bonley fans, it's another right-hander. So 2 righties at the crease, which would relieve Pasca of getting his extra steps.
Sorry, can I get a shout out from a beer? It's called Frail Ale. It's Frail in a different licensing on YouTube. There's one in the bag.
Have you got a logo? We can quickly...
A quick shout out to the Frail Ale Club.
That levels of production.
No, we do. We just need to USB.
Alright, hold on.
Security is on the fence of stopping any streakers. Curtis in the attack, and the batsman sneaks a single to third man. Jimmy Helmet Butler only keeps it 2-1. Frail Ale, brought to you by our very lovely Canberra City Cricket Club. And as the crowd shrieks, Frail as their batting lineup. The Thunderstorms have not appreciated that feedback. Manju on strike for his first delivery. Cross batted for 1 to mid-on.
That's what all the advertising comes up, because Canberra looks at the TV screen. We're trying to be legit. It doesn't look legit to me. It's far more legit to me.
There's some kids in the crowd now as well.
They're about to go out the back.
But unfortunately, they're misguided by their parents as they've got the soccer ball to the cricket match. A hard swing, but not a miss. Edges away to his third man for a double. Vikrant, no slide in this time. Picks it up, throws the keeper.
Right arm. Oh, found a jumper. Pasca's still doing what he did when he was a 7-year-old.
Curtis was there for the opening overs, but now has a used ball brought in for his reverse swing. Well pulled by the batsman. Bo only keeps it to 2.
It's above head, isn't it?
no 3 on that arm.
Well, I don't know if you do it. Chris will get this. Notice how Damo hasn't even near himself.
Just one boundary rider, a deep mid-wicket.
Six last night.
And another catch for Bo. And that is it to the boneyard. End of the innings. And the commentators are running in. No. Would it have range?
Call him out to here.
Yeah, okay. And the commentators wait over here while the team...
No, I'll fix the focus.
Come and bond with us.
100 win. Some inspiration. And I'm just gonna pull Michael for a conversation, Michael and Curtis for a conversation over here. As the crowd anticipates, Michael is joining us. Let's just walk this way, Michael. How do you feel? Excellent.
Great day in the field.
Yeah.
Boys did well.
Yeah, good.
Held our catches.
Perfect.
Except for one guy who was bowling.
Yeah.
Who we shall not name. Casca.
And you finished all your overs. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so well, energetic. Looking forward to batting now. Got to get the job done. So
Yeah.
not going to worry about bowling.
Perfect. And you've got your family in here. Would you like to say something to them?
Well, I haven't even said hello to them yet, so I'll probably should do that in a sec. But hello.
Okay, hello to them. Anyone else that you'd like to say hello to?
Nifty is sitting at home, so big shout out to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't come in, so we're missing him. But
And how about the fans who've turned up today?
yeah, it was a great crowd. Hopefully they didn't sneak in. Hopefully they paid the ticket prices. So.
Do you think they're winning any brownie points from the club captain over here?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
He's taking note.
Yeah. Anyway, 100, how do you feel? Do you think you'll be able to chase that down?
Doable. We got obviously a tough innings to have, but we can get the job done. We got to
Excellent.
focus, do our shots properly,
Okay.
play with our heads.
Perfect. I'm going to let you go. All the best. Not to go and prepare for batting, but to go say hi to your mum,
Yeah.
who's just there. Okay. See you. See you, Bhaskar. And I've been told that we would be joined by someone from the Thunderstorms. His name's Arjun, no last name known. However, it should be entertaining as there's a lot to be unpacked over here in this past innings. As we can see, the Burnley fans bowled the opposition out. There was no easy feat. 100, low total, which might be scary for some, but it'll all depend on how the opposition bowls them out. Like I've said at the start of the innings, the opposition regards this as a warm-up game for their semi-finals tomorrow. So let's see if they start off with the right arm offie or they hit their hard lengths from ball one. Now we'll just have to wait for the Thunderstorms to join, and we'll be back in a quick second. I'll hand this back to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this to you. I'll get the...
What was the score test? All out of I couldn't make it. Just so to front face really. Do we have like win beer? Whatever that's called? We have my favourite of beer. Like, I'm not even kidding. I can market this shit. I'll need to have some samples to get a good idea of it. But yeah. I don't think how to do it. Have you tried it? No. So good. I did drive. Should we go have our own game? Kids is interested. Oh, I mean the kids coming out for footy. Tommy Triangle's they didn't come last night. Where'd that soccer ball go? That'd be funny. I don't think Queenbeard's in your grade anymore, but Queenbeard didn't come. They also never. Come on, boys. Yeah, let's go play on camera. I played a 9-man Queenbeard in school.
I've beaten a 7-man Queenbeard and an 8-man Queenbeard. Those are pretty satisfying.
So 9 is what they need.
Yeah, Lions didn't come, which was an interesting one. Everyone was well aware that they didn't come. Everyone was making a deal out of it.
Johnny,
Hey! That's it. This is perfect.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Make sure they stand there. Ah! Skills.
And just behind the line.
And welcome back. While Arjun catches his breath over here, I'd like to let you know that today is a beautiful day here in lovely Canberra. It's just noon over here, and while we catch our breaths because we've been sprinting from the far corner of the grounds, I think that was a good performance there, don't you?
Yeah, it was a good performance on a lovely day. It's a good score. I think the team can really defend that. They've got some really great bowlers out there.
Okay.
I believe it's a chaseable target. At the same time, it's a defendable score as well.
Arjun, tell us a bit more about the batting. Do you think, given their lineup, was it frail, as some might call it over here, or was that deceptive because the bowling is really strong?
I probably believe it was on their day today. Not that great bowling, but really not that good batting, to be honest. I saw some of the wickets unnecessary, but they could have done better. That's what I just believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone to look out for from their bowling attack?
Everyone. They're really good chapper bowlers. They've been defending scores for like 75 odd runs. They've defended that really well. I hope they will do that today as well.
And I mean, when I was speaking to the team earlier, they told me that it was a group of bowling all-rounders. So clearly the batting does not help them. But the bowling, you think they can defend 75, so definitely they can defend 100 on a finals.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they have defended it in the past in this league and some other leagues that they've been playing. So they've defended scores like 75 or 80 runs, and I think they can do it. There are a really good bunch of bowlers out there to watch out for. Some of them are really unpredictable. They can win you the game in a matter of overs.
And for those of us who don't know your club, tell us a bit more about Thunderstorms. Like, how was the name? How did they come up with the name? They could have called themselves anything. Was it after the AC/DC song Thunderstorm, or what was it?
Well, to be honest, I don't know how they came up with the name, but I kind of associate with this bunch of players from other clubs as well. But I'm not 100% sure how did they come with this name. It could be because they are really like under bowlers out there when you watch out them. So maybe that is how it came. I can see my friend Damien standing over there. Yeah.
Excellent. And thank you so much, Arjun. I'd let you go and
thanks, mate.
Get back to your corner as we prepare for the next innings. The fielders of all Thunderstorms have taken the field, and the batsmen are also on the way. So it does look like a competitive low total, and the best team win.
Yeah, mate. Watch out for that. Thunderstorms is winning. Anyways, thanks for that.
Thank you, Arjun. And a loud applause there from the crowd. Manju marking his run up, and the commentator here is going to get out a screen so I can hand it back to Tommy, who has been in his chair.
Thank you, Rohit. It'll be Jack and Troy coming out to begin the chase for Burnley fans. A tried and tested opening combination. They've scored a lot of runs together. They can be pretty conservative when they need to be. And I think with Manju opening the bowling for Thunderstorms, they'd be well advised to take something of a circumspect approach to their batting. This man can move the ball a mile, and he usually puts it in the right areas as well. So it could be a tricky chase if they lose early wickets, but if they get a solid start, you'd have to think that Burnley fans would be the favourites to reel this one in. In any event, it'll be hard-fought cricket. This is a grand final, despite Thunderstorms' assertions before the game that they were treating this as a warm-up for their semi-final in the Sunday competition. You'd have to say that they're on the back foot here. What can they do with the ball to try and swing the balance back towards them? Here comes Manju. And it's a lovely ball first up, tailing into Jack, who sees that one out successfully. Keeper up to the stumps, really backing himself. Field not very deep. Mid-wicket, mid-on, Backward square leg, point, conventional cover, and a slightly deepish mid-off. Lovely bit of bowling again, off the pad, and backward square tidies that one up. So a tight start from Manju, as we've come to expect from him. And that just hooping in swing that he gets. He really does get a lot of movement on the ball.
No wide given, as Arjun from the opposite team was opposition was telling you earlier, Manju is their strike bowler, maximum wickets this season for this comp. He is known as the swing king. And the Bonley fans are off to an extra. Too much swing there for the swing king. And before the match, I had a chat with all the players, and Tommy, they tell me that Manju has been so successful this season because he's been recently married. So that's where his newfound energy has been found.
A bit of Shadi power there for Manju, perhaps. He comes in to finish off his first over. Troy's first ball on strike, and he watchfully pumps it to mid-on. Apologies, I may have miscounted. I believe there's one ball remaining here. Nice bit of bowling, but well played also by Troy to keep that one out. Manju right on the money.
He was yelling at his ball. There's only one wide.
Oh, are you scoring? Oh, I thought that was. Yeah. Second bowler in, short on the leg side, and that's called a wide. Back letting that one go. Good conservative batting, I think. You've got to take the extras when they come in Super 8s. Given that they are worth 2, if you're confident that the ball is going to be an extra, you're well advised to let discretion be the better part of valour. And for his second ball, much better delivery, and just dug out there by Jack with a diagonal bat. Not a straight bat, and he's practicing the shot that perhaps he should have played that would have been a little bit safer in keeping that one out. A gentle start so far to this innings. And that one's short and wide. They will run at least one wide in addition to the 2 that they'll get. And that one's gone all the way for 4, so that is effectively a 6. And one of the miraculous things about Super 8's cricket is that all the extras count to the batsman, so Jack has just hit a 6 without getting anywhere near the ball.
That was 5.
A fantastic start here. A fantastic start.
9 for 13 with 0 runs off the bat. Yeah.
Quite the opposite attitude for the opening overs. The Thunderstorms had a slow start, but not these Bonley fans. The bowler is lucky, and his team have only brought him in for this game because he's lucky. Another ball on the leg side. hitting Jack's bottoms. However, that still counts the run to Jack. No leg buys.
Let's hope that Jack's bottoms is all right. Thunderstorms appear to be feeling a bit of pressure early on. Well played by Troy. That's a lovely shot. That big bat of his, it really just zings. And they take an easy two. Are they going to go? They won't risk a third. Although I think that they may have missed out on a run there.
In these past two balls, the backside being used a lot, first by Jack and now by the fielder, to prevent the boundary.
It's unconventional fielding and at times effective. Short on the leg side, look to come off the hip or perhaps the glove, and they take a single. Iron leg moved around quickly, but not quite quickly enough. Communication so far between these two batsmen has been very good. They've batted together quite a lot. They've had some big partnerships in this competition. You might say they've been the bedrock with a lot of the innings for Burnley fans, with a couple of the other players, Pushkar and Paskar in particular, being the sort of later innings blasters. Although Paskar, of course, coming in at first drop today, if indeed he's required. It's been a solid start so far, and they're not chasing a big total, but Manju coming on for his second over will pose a threat as he did in that first over. A strong and solid forward defence is always required.
More runs. The opening bowlers can't find the line or length. The newlywed Manju clearly looking disappointed as he hangs his head and walks back to his mark.
He's not having that shady power today, is he?
Nothing matrimonial about this.
Beautiful shot again. Troy just timing it well and using that very large piece of wood that he carries in his hands. Good effect. Another 2 runs. Yeah, a fair bit of running. Troy's a big fella, and these ones and twos will add up. They will take their toll on him, especially as the temperature rises.
That last ball was some signs of synergy between line and length.
It's a lovely ball from Manju, but well dug out by Troy. Jack now on strike. Beautiful bowling and well kept out.
For those of you at home, broadcasting this from wherever you are, as you can see, there's a dog, just a fine leg that I think has added to some energy on the field over here.
I thought it was just rabies. Rohit will keep you updated on developments regarding the dog as the day unfolds.
So far, no bowel movements.
The field, there's a shortish fine leg. There is a mid-wicket, a longish mid-on, long off, cover and backward point. Beautiful bowling, Manju right on the money there, but well dug out by Jack. Might take the moment again to thank our broadcast partners, the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Eat, Speak, Learn and Lawrence Private Wealth. Today's broadcast wouldn't be possible without them, so a big thank you to all of them. If you're in need of any financial advice, speech pathology or other allied health services, or indeed if you need some electronic games produced, you know where to go.
Thank you, Tommy. I think the advertisers have got their money's worth. You've really brought home their brands. And slight change to the field, 4 in the off. So looks like it'll be an outside off line. Lucky changing his line, keeping it at the stumps and not on the leg side. And Lucky strikes. Fist bumps by the departing Troy as the skipper makes his way to square leg. Pasca now moves and will take the crease. Laurie presenting his world famous scones, as well divided between jam and cream, which obviously, as everyone knows, is a very political issue. But Laurie tries to be Switzerland when it comes to scones, with Canberra City club president in the hut. The club captain now is going to take strike. Burnley fans, as you know, are full of Canberra City Cricket Club team players. Looks like Lucky has found his rhythm. Applause for the first time from the team, cheering the bowler on. Looks like Lucky has found some luck, Tommy.
He has, although that was a cracker of a delivery that removed Troy earlier. The feet just weren't quite moving. Lovely kept out there by Pasca. He's facing some good bowling first up. None of that loose stuff that we saw in the previous overs.
I'm not sure how accurate this is.
And we might cross now to get an exclusive interview with the godfather himself, Laurie Kirk, as Pasca dinks that one into the leg side. Laurie, how are you feeling after that fielding effort there?
All right.
I've timed that perfectly with a big mouthful. I think he swallowed 2 scones at once.
Only one. No,
which would explain that reaction. But yes, how did you feel in the field? How did you feel with the ball?
Good. I liked their last over. We tied them down, and I've got a good feeling that those big catches at the end, just turned the game. So, did you notice a difference about that over?
There was a real shift in the game, wasn't there? They had a really strong platform set, and then everything just really changed for them, I think. What do you put that down to?
I think there was a bit of pressure. I think it's amazing if you get 2 or 3 dot balls in this game, how much that gives that pressure and it makes change happen. So dot balls are worth a wicket, I reckon.
Absolutely. And how did you feel about your own bowling as well?
Yeah, all right. Second over was a bit rough, but the last over was good, and I was really nice to get that wicket on the last ball. Good memory.
They really were going for that tactic of moving around and jumping around a lot as you were coming into bowl. Do you find that sporting?
Oh, well, it's like trying to shoot a rabbit on the move, but, you eventually get the rabbit. So,
And indeed, the Burnley fans did. An excellent performance with the ball, restricting Thunderstorms to just 100 runs. Thank you for that exclusive interview, Laurie Kirk, and all the best, including with the scones.
They're over here for you guys. That interview someone with a mouthful, it always is entertaining. So.
It's always a pleasure for us too. I'm not going to interview the peanut gallery. They're well into the beers by now. New bowler starting the over here. Ball right on the money and well dug out by Jack.
I think they're yorking them. I think that's the strategy now. Dot. Wickets is the call. And for the first time today, there's a slip in place. And Burnley steal a single. Pasca still running, ticking over. The bowler demanding the fielders be on their position. Slip has been removed. And that's a wide. Apologies by the bowler. There's no breeze in today, so clearly that's the bowler's fault for that losing its line. 26 for 1 at 4.1. Pasca did well not to get a hit wicket there. Bless you, Ollie. Pasca leaving again, but this time on the offside.
I'm trying to bring it together, mate.
Oh, really?
Great turnout here for this grand final. High pressure, high quality cricket. Pasca unleashing a little bit, but he doesn't get that one through the field. Cover fielder's very large right foot blocking that ball well and preventing probably 2 runs if it had got through him. Shout out to all those watching at home or wherever you are. We're also sending our well wishes to Nifty Butler, who has contracted COVID-19, and Bill Turner as well, who probably is still recovering from a nasty bout of COVID. Our best wishes to both of you. Hopefully you're being entertained by some top-notch cricket today. My co-commentators had a little bit too much of the homebrew, I think. He just ran onto the field to try and get an interview with one of the players, but he didn't have the microphone, which would have complicated matters somewhat. New over started here, and he's mucked up his run-up.
That's Rohit, my namesake, with the false start. I've been told he's 26. Full toss through cover, driven for 1. He's one of the gun fielders of the Rhino team. He's playing today, brought in for this warm-up final for Thunderstorms. Well pulled by Michael.
An imperious pull shot there from Pasqualone. They didn't even bother to run. That one had 4 written all over it from the moment it hit the bat. Rick Finlay, stats guru, has just informed me that Pasca hit 2 sixes in the final over of the semi-final played by Bonely fans. So the man can swing when he needs to. How will this bowler Rohit bounce back now? And just strays down the leg side onto the pads with another full toss there, and they take the 1 leg bye.
I don't think he was straying there, Tommy. I think that's the line they want to keep. However, Rohit the bowler is known for his explosive line and lengths.
And pray tell, what is Rohit the commentator known for?
Is His chat and shine, Tommy. His chat and shine.
Chat and shine, chat and shine. Good comeback there from Rohit. He was back on the money there. They've sought to attack the stumps in these early overs with no results. They did obviously pick up the wicket of Troy Bourne-Scott, but they have strayed and they've conceded quite a few extras, which is something that only fans were good enough not to do. Right back on the money there again with that Yorker length or thereabouts. Not much you can do with that other than just dig it out. And well, they've taken a couple of singles off those ones, but those aren't the balls that'll be going to the boundaries.
You will take a couple. I might have missed.
Rohit nearing the end of his first over. Jack Adriance on strike. Ooh, just outside off. Just pulled the length back a little bit. It wasn't quite that full length. And Jack doesn't quite have the feet moving yet, as he seemed to be acknowledging there as he practiced the stroke. Still largely unchanged. There's a backward point. Cover. We've got Manju at mid-off. Mid-on, quite straight. Mid-wicket. And the backward square leg has been pulled out. We've got a slip again. And Pasca on strike now. In over the wicket. Ball, not a bad ball, but it's a lovely stroke. Just a real chip shot there over the infield. Pasca knows where those fielders are. And that one was a pretty comfortable shot in the end. Did get some elevation on it, but he knew where the fielders were and he cleared them quite comfortably. That's a vital boundary for Bonely fans. They're not under a whole lot of scoreboard pressure. They're chasing 100 against an albeit quite a good bowling attack. But those boundaries will do the cause no harm at all.
After 6.2 deliveries, this doesn't look like a thunderstorm attack, but just a drizzle.
It really prompts the question, Rohit, if this is the warm-up for their semi-final tomorrow, I don't know how warm they'll be.
Pasca hits it to Point, and Point saves it. Just the two. Well, to answer your question, Tommy, I can say it with good authority that it takes more to warm up in Canberra than just one T20 match.
I would love to hear what ways you have of warming up in these cold winter months, Rohit. Anything you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, right.
Own a dog, walk a dog.
We get an update on that dog.
I don't think we want Rohit to make any more self-incriminating statements about he and how he warms up using his dog. Anyway, back to the cricket. The peanut gallery's quietened down. They may have run out of homebrew. They haven't, I've just been informed. There's some more on the way. Help is at hand. Rohit seems pretty pretty keen to send it. Pasca on strike still. Oh, lovely shot. Full face of the bat. High, wide and handsome. Past mid-off. Another boundary. Pasca looks right in the groove here. There was a big stride forward. He connected beautifully there. And not a great end to the over there for that fellow.
Because you backed up.
What's the score?
We're requesting a score update.
I think go out there after this over. 43. 43.
1 for 43. After
Another ball, that's what. Yeah.
1 for 43. Both teams were 1 for 43 after 7 overs, tells our esteemed statistician. Bless you, Gani. Rohit, also known as Puli. Puli, for those Telugu spectators back at home, is known as Lion. Say that again. The square leg umpire looks a bit undercooked. Deep in thought, pensive, observing. Well, I have been told the Canberra skies can bring out the deep thinker in you, so I think this is textbook square leg umpiring. And that's a shot. A full toss on the hips, and besides taking it on his rear, he has middled it to the boundary.
yes, capitalising on a loose delivery there, Pasca, and the square leg shifting from pensive and thoughtful to active as he signalled that for Thunderstorms really need to make something happen here, and I just don't think at the moment that their lines and lengths are going to get them there. Been all seam up bowling. There hasn't been any spin yet. I feel like they need to try taking the pace off the ball if they're going to have an impact. It's coming around the wicket, but I doubt that that's the salve that they need at the moment. I don't quite have the words to describe that.
Pasca, as many of you may know, is a terrible dancer, and he's showing off his skills right there at the crease. He's left one ball and couldn't dodge that one, so clearly 2 left feet. Again, refuses to take it on his rear and middles it to fine leg and for another boundary.
Real easy runs, and where there were pies off the field before, now there are pies on it. That one was a pretty terrible delivery. Pasca capitalising fully on that one and bringing another 4 runs.
"54" screams the square leg umpire.
Game mode.
For any of you wondering what's Pasca's secret sauce to success, I must tell you there isn't any. Pasca's diet is just 1 meal per day. Only eats at night with a tub of ice cream. But before his wedding last year, he did scrap the tub of ice cream, much to the jealousy of Anne, and now is back on it. Anyway, back to the cricket. The keeper is up at the stumps, and Manju back in the attack.
Nice bit of bowling there, and watchful batting from Jack. He's playing a good foil here to Pasca, I think you'd say. He's been quite watchful, he's kept out the good balls and helped to rotate the strike and helped to get Pasca on strike. Obviously with Pasca hitting the ball so well, that's what you want to do when you're at the other end. Lovely ball there from Manju, but well blocked out again by Mid-on, fairly deep, mid-wicket, backward square leg, backward point, cover and mid-off is the field. So fairly conventional field for Super 8's cricket. That'll be a wide. Good bit of keeping again, flicking the bails off, but still conceding those 2 vital runs. 1 for 56 is what we make the score at the moment. So Burnley fans going at a decent clip. Very optimistic shout for leg before there, I have to say. Wasn't much prospect of that being given. So yes, 1 for 56. Only fans in control of this game at the moment. But it's a funny game. A lot of things can happen. Good bowling again, but they'll steal a single to mid-off. Fielder wasn't quite awake there. Pascoe was keen for a second, but Jack has bizarrely well overrun the crease. And it's kept to 1. And Pascoe there taking his turn to be watchful in the face of some good line and length bowling and good swing bowling there from Manju, who's yet to take a wicket so far. Very uncharacteristic of him. Usually the strike bowler, both for Thunderstorms and for Canberra City in the summer. Into the over, I'll switch back to Rohit.
Well, like I told you, we've got a large crowd here, swarming in, creeping in. A noisy bunch, but amongst us also we've got some very special guests. I'll keep interviewing them as they keep coming. Here with us this morning, we've got a special guest. Would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Nairi and I'm Jack's mother. And I hate the fact that he opens because I feel a bit like Nick Kyrgios's mother is going to feel tomorrow night. But I'm not totally happy with his batting actually, because I just think he's just being a little bit too cautious, and I really would like him to smash it. Thank you very much.
I come back to you again. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. One, you've compared your son to Nick Kyrgios. You find him a test match specialist even though he's playing T20.
No.
Are you proud of him?
I'm always proud of him. He's an exceptional young man, actually, and the great joy of his life is that he can now play cricket all year round. There's not much more in his life except for cricket. There's certainly no grandchildren on the offering, but well, it's about time. It is about time. Really about time. There's only 2 runs in that. See, it's a bit of a disappointment.
Has Jack ever mentioned his poor record with the Workers' Club, but his success with the Burnley fans?
No.
Has he told you about changing clubs next season?
No.
Would you advise him to change clubs next season if he continues to play the cricket in the style that you like?
Are they better? Is it a better club?
Oh, 100%. Okay. Yeah. It's more social, also supports South Africa, Nelson Mandela, and definitely up his style.
Yeah.
It's not baseball cricket, but it is definitely something to keep the entertainers and the crowds coming in, and obviously the home brews. There are far too many of them. So, Canberra City Cricket Club.
Yeah.
That's the name of the club.
Yes.
And Jack has been avoiding their calls, so ask him to stop screening their calls and just rock up to training.
Well, he's blocking them, isn't he? He's blocking them. Look, I could advise him, but he stopped listening to my advice about 20 years ago. Still, I'll give it a good shot, okay?
See, that's the reason why he's a test match specialist in a T20 comp, you know? It's you should listen to his advice from his mum. But thank you so much for your time.
Oh, look, it's just been delightful, and I think they're going to win, don't you?
Absolutely. The question is, when?
Well, fairly soon.
Excellent contributions there from Jack's mother. She had some choice words to say, didn't she?
A bit revealing, but speaks a lot about who Jack is and how confident he is as a batsman.
Full on frank, definitely the way I'd describe it. Another 2-run wide there, so those extras really are adding up for Thunderstorms.
Like I said, it all feels like a drizzle. A strong block by Jack. Not listening to his mum's advice about giving it back to the opposition. Lucky on for a strike.
Playing and missing there. The short one coming at his chest. Tried to dab it backward of point but couldn't connect. Mid on, mid wicket. Deepish backward square, backward point cover, and mid off is the field. So they haven't really changed much throughout this innings. Still bowling mostly with the seam up bowlers. Lucky in again. Lovely ball, but well struck straight to cover and no run. There was a flurry of boundaries a couple of overs ago from Pasca, but things have settled down a little bit more. Lucky's putting most of the balls in the right area, but it's really wickets that Thunderstorms need. Well bowled again and well blocked by Jack. It is conservative batting, but I think he knows his role.
I agree with you, Tommy. I think they want to see this through to the end. Cricketing logic would refer to this as sensible batting, but we still have Pushka up next, so
there is plenty of batting to come, but of course it is a grand final, so there's no need to have regard to run rates or anything like that, or bonus points. Field changing now with the spinner coming on. There's a cow corner, long on, deep backward square, point, deepish, deep cover, yep, and long off. All the leg fielders on the boundary. Good first ball, inside edge, onto the pads. Pasca. My partner in commentary is running onto the field to talk to the long off fielder, finding out the bowler's name. And that's reached for. He probably could have let that go for a wide, but they take a single instead to long off. We're really on the front lines of cricketing broadcasting here, and you have to do what you can to get the information that you need.
Bowling now is Sai. On one knee, and Jack sends it to cow corner.
The boneyard. That's the point.
And Jack sends it to the boneyard. My apologies there. Before the game, I caught up with Sai and his mates from Thunderstorms, and they told me that Sai has too many girlfriends. I don't think they'd be pleased with that. Good fielding there. Lucky for that not to go for any boundaries.
Jack on strike again. Short ball. He plays a straight bat.
Jack's mum on the sidelines pleading to punish that, but it goes unpunished. outside off. Quick hands by the keeper, but not by the batsman. Sai, I've been told, is the skipper of CSK, but that doesn't stand for Chennai Super Kings, as the Canberra Super Kings.
Might be some copyright infringement there. The real CSK's lawyers might have something to say about that. Lucky coming on for surely what would have to be his final over. His side desperately in need of a wicket. This partnership has been very solid. Haven't been any chances given up for a little while. Tasker on strike with Lucky coming round the wicket. We've got a deep point, deepish cover, mid-off, long on, cow, and deep square leg. Oh, Manju's just being brought in off the boundary at square leg, but still quite deep. Plenty of room on the leg side for ones and twos. Short, pulled away imperiously by Pasker. In case you're wondering, yes, that was Rohit in the background. An uncanny impression of a rooster. You really just can't bowl there to Pasker. He just dealt with that far too efficiently.
You can't bowl to Pasker.
He has picked the balls to have a go. He hasn't slogged willy-nilly. Lucky now reverting to over the wicket in the hope that that will change his fortunes. Length and a little bit less convincing that time. Pasker just strolling down the wicket. There's only ever one run in it. And the target nears ever closer.
Well, Tommy, as Pushkar would put this, we're just 5 hits away from the target. Dot there.
Tell you what, it would be fascinating to get inside the mind of Pushkar. He's standing there, tapping his bat on his own foot, quite expectant. He really wants to have a go, but it's looking less and less likely that he'll have much work to do today. Really rather a boring morning for him. Another good ball there from Lucky. Back on target there on the stumps, and Jack keeps that one out. Can be quite tiresome when you're standing there at square leg, waiting to bat, while also theoretically having to do some umpiring. Pushkar showing remarkable resolve so far, although we'll see if he retains his sanity. Another good ball, but well dug out by Jack, and they'll take at least one here. Just a single. Wearing down that target once more.
The keeper giving instructions. And Pasker pushing through, quick single. Clearly missing the stumps, but still hits his target, the non-striker. Intimidating skills not working over here. There's only one way for Thunderstorms to win this game, and that's by hitting the stumps and not the non-striker.
Interesting gesture that Jack was just making. I think that means that he wants a drink of water. We can only hope that's what he's referring to. Certainly was expressive.
You're right, Tommy. There's so much home brew around that he could be asking some of that secret ingredient.
One for 74 the score, we've just been informed. Sai, the spinner, back on. The field spread once more. Deep backward square, cow corner, long on. He's in. Good ball, well kept out. A bit of inside edge on that from Pasker, but he keeps that one out. And of course, backward point cover and long off is the rest of the field. Don't really have to take any risks here, but it looks keen for some more boundaries. Oh, good bit of keeping. They've appealed for the stumping. It hasn't been given. Pushka, we can only presume, or perhaps caught behind. Pushka unmoved, and the fact that they're appealing to the umpire at the bowler's end makes me think that perhaps they thought there was an edge there. I thought they were going up for a stumping. Pushka didn't react. Not out as the end result.
For a stumping without taking.
I thought he took a bail off. Did he take a bail off? Shot there out into the deep. Oh, and it's wrong-footed Manju. Has it gone to the boundary? He hasn't signalled 4, so we have to assume that one didn't make it. 1 for 76 the score after 13.3 overs. Paska still on strike. Dances down the wicket a little bit, but regains his ground. Discretion the better part of valour on that occasion.
Paska remembering he has 2 left feet and stays in the crease. An opportunity to monk cut and not done. Jack unhappy. This is Jack reminding the bowler that he's a test batting specialist and this doesn't work in his environment.
That's fine, but if you're in your bowl and that and then do that, yeah, then you're fine. Can't hold the ball and then
Cut straight to cover. The crowd still polarized by the attempt to Mankar Jack.
Yeah, 76 from 13 point. Full toss, comes down, doesn't get much of it. There should be 2 in that.
Big right boot.
Comfortably 2. 1 for 78 now the score as we near the end of the 14th over. And that is the end of the 14th over. Jack will be back on strike. Tell you what, they are quite long boundaries out there for 8-a-side cricket.
A drink being brought on to the field for the batsman and the exhausted square leg umpire.
Right, I feel compelled to bring to your attention the fact that there's now a puppy at the ground. Will Palmer has just arrived with an adorable little beagle pup. We'll have to get that little fella in front of the camera at some point. He is very photogenic. Not Will, the dog. No disrespect, Will. Very handsome man.
I must say Will is winning some more friends over here. Paska back on strike. Jack just tucking it on the leg side for a single.
Sorry, my going to Western Bears came from mum and dad and then I don't know, so that's what's going on.
Now brought in the attack, left arm over the wicket to Paska is Waji. Left arm around, my apologies. And a catch is being begged to be taken, but it isn't. Rohit, the fielder, refused to put it in the dive, and Paska survives. This time, his left feet not to be blamed. Cross-batted shot to mid-wicket, just for a single by Jack. Well, I caught up with Waji before the game, and he wants to say hello to his son, Vishnu. Hello, Vishnu. Vishnu is also an upcoming cricketer, plays under 13 for the ACT cricket team. And that was the most handsome shot of the day, wouldn't you agree? Tommy?
He's had some lovely ones, but those ones that he's hit through just wide of mid-off have been some of the best. He really middled that textbook off drive there, attacking off drive from Paska, and that target is well within reach now.
Paska with another wild swing. French cuts it for 2 to third man. Keeper throws it in, but Pasca safely home.
I immediately regret saying all those nice things about how aesthetically pleasing his batting is. That was ugly, but 2 runs garnered nevertheless, so it was effective.
Runs are runs, Tommy. Doesn't matter how good or bad they look. Pasca takes one to the head. Time for a concussion check.
He's managed to top edge that one into his grill. He claims to be good. He looks a bit unsteady on his feet. Who can tell? Maybe he had some homebrew in the innings break as well.
Well, I did question that when Bo ran in to serve some drinks to the batsman and square leg umpire. Looking at the replay, that does look like an awkward shot. It was a short ball, no pace on it. Pasca squatting, takes the top edge and hits his grill. Incredible. 3 deliveries and 3 different batsmen. One playing a beautiful shot. That's textbook Pasca. One top edging it a third man. Atypical Pasca. And the other to his grill. Baby Pasca.
Would beg the question though, if there were frail ale being run out to the batsman, is that garnering an unfair advantage? Should Ollie's secret homebrew be banned from cricket games? Please let us know your view in the comments or on the text line. Quick single taken a mid off. The throw goes to the keeper's end, but Pasca is safely home.
It is a sensitive subject. It's unclear whether the home brew is vegan or not. How much sugar content, how much alcohol content. What are the RSA directives to serve those homegrown brews? But anyway, back to the cricket. We keep speaking about this being a warm-up game, but I guess the only way they've been warmed up is staying out there for 90 minutes.
I would say they haven't been warmed up but beaten up today, as Pasca flays a cut shot through the offside. The fielder takes a tumble again. Only take 2 there. Comfortably would have been 3, I think, but still a decent crowd here. The ground is littered with paper cups from the homebrew consumption. Clearly a sight of much merriment today. Pasca on strike again. Oh, and he's bowled. He won't be there at the end to see them to victory because that is a lovely delivery and he just gave himself a little bit too much room. That one has castled him quite comprehensively. A marvellous innings comes to a close. Pushka now will have something to do after standing there patiently or impatiently at square leg for so many overs.
You square leg umpire.
Do you think, Tommy, Pasca would play what the kids call these days baseball?
I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. He has shown the capacity to attack and defend when required. He wasn't quite the ball there for that stroke on that occasion, but he did play a good innings. He has been the backbone of this innings. He's done very well.
I agree, but I think the compliments of that textbook cover drive must have really distracted him because he hasn't played a good-looking shot since then.
I take full responsibility, Rohit. It is all my fault.
Well, as some people might call it, you jinxed him, Tommy.
Jinxing the boys is what we do best. Oh, we may have another culprit for Pasca's demise. VK did remove his helmet. Rather a show of arrogance, nonchalance perhaps, that may have precipitated Pasca's demise. Fortune can be fickle, as Pasca has just discovered.
As the captain of Bonley fans comes to the crease, embarrassingly he receives no applause from the opposition.
The game could be all over in 6 minutes. Yes, mate!
And Pushkar straight in the action,
Push it, push!
pushing for 2, and he successfully does that. Overthrows there, and 3 off his first ball. As Pushkar comes to the crease, now at non-strikers, Jimmy Helmet Butler takes square leg along with his pads and bat.
He's not so panther-like, is he, Jimmy, when he's standing still? But we know that he's that same panther that was prowling at short cover before.
It looks like we are 2 shots away from the target. We are being reminded not to jinx the boys. Jack fisting someone in the in the crowd there. Not clear what the signal is.
Maybe he just wants to just
Now Pushkar taking leg stump guard. Keep it up to the stumps. New bowler.
Row goes to the keeper's end. There might be another run in it. There is another run in it. Score now up to 2 for 97 after 16.1 overs. Just 3 runs away from victory now. 4 runs away from victory now.
Sarath being brought back into the attack. He's being told that he'll get biryani, but he never does.
He's in. Pushkar on strike. Dugout. Chooses not to go for the run there against mid-off's rather rocket arm. The Bonley fans players, I can say, they look pretty ready for a pitch invasion, as do the supporters standing near us, the peanut gallery as we've called them. The boners, some might say. Pushkar on strike again. Full toss. Heaved away for 6! And that is the championship! There it is! Pushkar brings it home with a lusty blow of a square leg. It is victory for Bonley fans. A triumph for this team in purple. They have dominated this season and they have dominated this grand final. Truly a tremendous performance today. It's difficult to conceive of a more comprehensive victory. They dominated from quite early on. There was a solid partnership that got Thunderstorms going at the start, but then after the wickets started to flow, they didn't stop flowing, the runs dried up, and they kept Thunderstorms to a very small total.
And as suspected, Pushkar did it in his own style. Wasted no time, got on the crease, 3 runs off the first ball and 6 to finish the game off. This was just incredible. Thunderstorms, as told before, it was just a drizzle on this fine sunny winter afternoon, but I don't think they warmed up for their finals.
Certainly no thunder or lightning today from Thunderstorms. A rather insipid performance versus the absolute dominance from the Bonley fans team.
Oh, and I've just been told by our chief statistician that the ball made it all the way to the road. Pushkar there making the team fetch for everything, even on the last ball there. Incredible effort as we pan to the road and now back to us. I must thank all the other technicians involved in today's match. Tommy, do you just mind in the roll call?
Big thanks to our broadcast team. Obviously, Michael Pasqualone, the Chief Technology Officer for Canberra City and for Bonley fans. Nick McCorriston on sound, Chris Mears on statistics, and Ollie Shepherd on beer. And look, you really have to say that it added insult to injury, doesn't it? You've just lost your grand final and you have to retrieve the ball from over the road. Deacon, it's not a great way for Thunderstorms to end their campaign.
Agreed, but they're lucky to play twice this weekend. So they get another shot at this tomorrow, maybe 2 shots at this tomorrow. So enough time to make amends. However, not their best foot forward today. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I think they were too arrogant about the way they played.
They really did set themselves up for it, didn't they, with a lot of the rhetoric that they were bandying about before the game. Really, they just came up against a very dominant Burnley fans. They were solid in the field, 1 or 2 drop catches, but for the most part, good energy in the field, good bowling, not many extras, which you can't say the same for Thunderstorms, unfortunately.
Agreed. And now as we pan to the far end of the field, we can see the Burnley fans congratulating one another, but obviously the opposition as well. As you can see, there are a lot of families and dogs that have come here today in support of the Burnley fans. Enough energy to keep us all warm. Fantastic effort here.
Really a stupendous day, and I think it's a good time again to thank our sponsors, the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Eat, Speak, Learn, and Lawrence Private Wealth. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. And look, it is a triumphant day. It is a very triumphant day for Burnley fans. They deserved this win. They have been dominant throughout the season, and they really stamped their mark on this grand final from the get-go.
Well, before we wrap up, I mean, got a few questions for you, Tommy. I mean, you're a skipper yourself. How do you feel about Pushkar's captaincy today?
I think he did very well. He certainly seemed to be in control and in command in the field. He was moving the field around well. His field placements worked as well. Look at the success that he had moving Jimmy Butler into the short cover under the lid. You know, he recognised the athletic ability and agility of Jimmy Butler, and he said, that's the man I need in a short cover under the lid. And it did the job. He got the catch. So, no, I think you couldn't fault his captaincy. His bowling changes worked well too. He had Curtis taking the new ball and then coming in at the death to really finish things off. He used Laurie well in the early stages, and the batsmen weren't quite settled to get under the slower bowling. So I think he did very well. Similarly, you know, he did the job at the end with the bat, so you couldn't fault him today.
And given you're one of the founders of Burnley fans, how do you feel that they won a season in their second time as the team's regrouped?
There is a bit of pride there, I have to say. You know, we put together these winter T20 teams a couple of years ago, and been very successful. You know, a lot of guys have played in these teams. As I said before, they're not officially affiliated with Canberra City. They are sort of as I said before, the provisional IRA to the Sinn Féin that is Canberra City Cricket Club. There's no official connection there, but nevertheless, it has provided a good vehicle for everyone to play some cricket during the off-season.
Well, Tommy, I think that's it. As we've been asked to pack up by the skipper on the far corner, I'd like to thank everyone at home and from around the world who've been viewing in. It's just 1 p.m. over here, which means the drinks are on, and I think it's time to get on the beers. But I'd like to thank Thunderstorms for the effort that they've put in for a great final. They've been very competitive, and obviously to the winners, Burnley fans. Not often do you get to say that they were Burnley winners. Not only one winners, but Burnley winners.
Send them to the boneyard!
Have a good afternoon. See you next season. Can someone get a photo of me and Tommy with the camera before you pack up? Sorry, please. Oh, we are. Oh, okay. Oh, Tommy, this was fun.
So much fun.
Yo, hold on to this. I'm just gonna get that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just taking the entire kit over to the team right now. So hold with us for a moment while we move over. We're still live. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the awards is coming up momentarily. I hope it's still live.
I think this unplugged.
Yeah, it's here.
Power.
Down here.
I know that.
That's for the recording, so that's okay.
There you go, the power came back.
Yeah, it's still.
The microphone. I don't think so.
Is that for the camera? Where's my mic? You getting my voice? Thank you, everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate Burnley fans for a wonderful victory today. Thank you. Secondly, congratulations to Thunderstorms as well for making the finals and putting up a good show as well. We had Olivia Thornton, the CEO from Cricket ACT here, who is going to be presenting the awards. And thanks to her for taking our valuable time from her busy schedule as well. Thank you for coming today. I would like to... I think we also need to give a big hand of applause to the umpire who did a wonderful job as well. Iqbal, you want to come on this side as well? Before we move on to the Player of the Match awards, I would like Olivia to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. I must admit this is the first time that I've actually seen this particular competition in action, and I was watching, I was on a phone call, I was watching from my car for a fair bit of time, so good quality standard. Always got a lot of respect for anyone who can play in sort of, what was it, -2 this morning. I often drive past and think, oh my God, you're crazy. But yeah, obviously really passionate about cricket. Right from grassroots through to our sort of professional teams, and you know, the social side of cricket has a big role to play there as well. So well done to you and your team in terms of organising this, and probably one of the best celebrations I've seen in a long time as well. So well done to all.
Thank you, Olivia. You want to come forward on this side before we hand out these ones. We'll just give the match ones first. Yep. First, we'll hand out the Man of Match awards for each individual match. We started way back in April, so it has been a good long season. But thanks to rain and the wet conditions we have in between. First of all, the Man of the Match awards from Lanka Lions. We have Sukhbir Singh. From Lanka Lions, we got Kasoon here. Kasoon, no? Millie, you want to pick up for Kasoon? Maybe you can just stay on that side so it comes, the background comes in the pool. Yeah. From Lanka Lions, from match 4, we got Sukhbir Singh again. Thank you. Once again, Millie. From Lanka Lions, we got Kasoon Jayasekara for his second man of the match. You want to pick up? Moving on, we go for the player of the man of the match awards from Nova Boniardia, Tommy Randall. Another match award. Oh, that one.
Send him to the boneyard.
Michael Pascalon from Nova Boniardia. For man of the match award for Team Thunderstorms, we start with Rohit Kumar. Man of the match award for Naresh. And we have another man of the match award for Manjunath from Thunderstorms. SR8 का कोई player नहीं है यहाँ पे? SR8 का player नहीं है? Any players from team SR8 here? I don't think so.
Yeah, Kaushik is there.
Yeah. Kaushik, we have a few man of the match awards from team SR8, but you can pick up one of them. Kaushik.
Take everything on.
Man of the match awards for team Bonley fans. We start with Pushkar. Second man of the match, Mr. Jack Andrians. Bonley fans player Vijay. Someone might be able to come and pick it up. Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
Vikrant. We got Jack Andrians again for his second man of the match. And we got Michael from Bonley fans. Naga nahi aaya? Kaushik bhai, Naga aaya? Best batsman of the competition was Naga for scoring 229 runs for Team SR8. Yep, he's not here, so we will just skip that one. The best bowler for the competition was Manju from Team Thunderstorms. Top keeper of the award, Pushkar from Team Bonley fans. We're going to give these ones again the match. Before we announce the player of the tournament award, we will give the semi-finalist man of the match awards. From Bonley fans was Michael.
Yeah, that's it. No. Team effort.
And then Team Thunderstorms player Naresh.
One more.
Two more man of the match. Yeah, for the final man of the match awards, we have two awards, man of the match for the runners-up team and the champions team as well. So from the runners-up team was Lucky Conam Forest. From the champions team, man of the match was awarded to Michael. Yeah, for the player of the tournament award was awarded to Michael Bascalon. Bonley fans. You want to say a few words, Michael, before you go?
Obviously, it was a team effort. Really enjoyed playing with the guys. This is my first T20 comp, so absolutely had a ball. Couldn't have done it with the guys and girls, so thanks to the opposition. You guys played awesome all season. Manju, you got me free time, so glad you didn't get me today, but yeah, congratulations and thanks to the organisers. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Michael. Now I'd like to request Sai Krishna, the runners-up team captain, to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks for the wonderful season, guys, and it's a good organizing as well. Hard luck, boys, today. We didn't make up. We were very confident by when we won the toss, but things go on opposite sides. But thanks for everyone coming and cheering up. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Now we'll hand out the runner-up trophies and the silver ones. Yep. Sai Krishna.
Thank you.
You want to call your players? Naresh.
Yep.
Call it.
Rohit.
Rohit.
Manju. YG.
Welcome,
Sharat. Lucky.
And one more. And Sai. आपको भी एक ट्रॉफी देनी है बाद में रुक जाना through 2 minutes. Now I'd like to invite Burnley fans captain Pushkar to come forward and say a few words.
Oh, what a season, boys. Special thanks to the team here. Made a very good game out of it. Like, great opposition. A round of applause for them, boys. And also thanks to all the other teams who were there in the comp. Really great effort today. Especially thanks to Syed to organizing this great tournament. And yeah, it was a whole team effort. Everyone played their part. Special mentions to Laurie. Like, coming in, bowling his overs, doing his part. Like, it's a team effort. Like, I'm out of words, but yeah. Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's really good to hear. Thank you.
Thanks, Pushkar. We'd like to invite, before we go for your players, I will just hand the runner-up trophy to Mr. Sai Krishna.
Voice.
Pushkar, you want to call your players individually, so starting with Michael. Laurie.
I love T20.
Troy.
Oh, Curtis.
Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
James.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
We take the crown.
Yeah, Vikrant. And Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah.
And that one's for me.
Push me on the grass so I get trophy.
Yeah.
And Pushkar. And then the winning trophy for you as well, Pushkar. Big one.
On the grass.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks to Olivia once again. Thank you.
I'm going to get a trophy. Take on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, miss.
I'll take it too.
I want to get it on the table.
We actually need to move back.
What a season. What a bunch of players. What a captain. What a triumph. The joy is written all over their faces, and so it should be. It's really been a dominant performance today and a fantastic season from a great bunch of blokes.
Tommy, look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
I've got 2 words for you. Burnley fans.
That was one of the man of the match awards.
There you wrap it up.
That's his wrap up. Oh, they already did this.
Oh, you have to drink off it, though.
So it's better than that one.
Can you all get in the photo for one?
Get everybody in. Everyone in.
Get in.
Everybody in. Everyone. The supporters. Everyone in. Everyone in. DJ. In. Everyone in.
Everyone.
Everyone? Ben. Also in.
What? Well, I did nothing.
Yeah, you did. Damo, Brendan.
I think that way. I don't know. Nick,
You guys as well.
which way should he stand?
This is just a photo.
I'll go with the oldest.
If we can't get back up, we know what's wrong.
Take him to the bone!
You should be playing.
Thank you.
Well done. That is fine.
You're going to drink off the beer in there.
Nah, just keep it.
Skip it for that.
Boys.
All good? When do you stop stream?
Just I'm going to stream the second match. So
Oh, are you really? Yeah, right, okay.
do that. I'll slow down.
Alright.
Take your mic and stuff if you already.
I mean, if you want to keep
No,
it and use it, like it's quite good. Like, it's handy having the crowd side. You sure? Okay. All right.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, that's it. Save yourself some battery power.